Daily Mail exposed. The endless lies and clickbait war against Prince Harry. For years, the British tabloid Daily Mail has made an industry out of vilifying Prince Harry, twisting every smile, trip or word into something sinister, sensational and profitable. Every day, the same old formula repeats itself. Take a harmless act by Harry, inflate it into outrage, sprinkle in invented fury from the public and publish it under a flashy, misleading headline designed to sell anger instead of truth. The latest example came with yet another ridiculous headline. Furious Canadians turn on Prince Harry as he announces Toronto visit days after supporting the Dodgers at World Series. A headline so absurd, it's hard to know whether to laugh or cry. Who exactly are these furious Canadians? Where are their names, their words, their quotes? Nowhere, because they don't exist. It's the Daily Mail again, inventing fake outrage to fill its empty pages and to drag down the man who walked away from their toxic circus years ago. The tabloid obsession with Harry, a business built on hate Prince Harry, isn't their news, he's their industry. The Daily Mail and its allies have spent years manufacturing conflict around him, feeding off a public addiction they themselves created. Every time Harry appears in public, whether at a sports event, with veterans, at charity engagements, or simply smiling beside Meghan, the tabloids explode into a frenzy of judgment. They call him a traitor one day, a hypocrite the next, and a narcissist by the weekend. But behind their poisonous headlines lies one truth. Harry's life choices have stripped the tabloids of their power. The Daily Mail once relied on access to the royals to sell papers. Now they rely on hating the ones who refuse to play their game. And no one embodies that rebellion more than Prince Harry. From target to symbol, Harry's courage to walk away. When Harry and Meghan left the UK, it wasn't for luxury or fame. It was for peace, for mental health, for freedom from a system that valued optics over humanity. Yet the tabloids, unwilling to lose their golden goose, transformed their exit into an endless saga of betrayal. The Daily Mail in particular launched a relentless smear campaign, portraying Harry as ungrateful, Meghan as manipulative, and the couple as self-obsessed. But time has revealed who the real manipulators are. Each time Daily Mail invents a scandal, it exposes itself as a machine that thrives on cruelty. Harry's every public move is dissected not for truth, but for traffic. When he supports a baseball team, it's controversial. When he visits Toronto, it's fury. When he speaks about mental health, it's self-pity. No act is too small to weaponize, because the goal isn't journalism, it's monetized hate, fake outrage and fabricated public opinion. Let's pause and ask, why would Canadians be furious that Prince Harry plans to visit Toronto, a city that once warmly embraced him during the Invictus Games? There is no real outrage, only the illusion of one. The Daily Mail has mastered this illusion, using vague words like backlash, critics, and sources to manufacture drama. This is the tabloid trick. Find no real controversy, create one. Attribute it to fans, Canadians, or royal watchers. Publish it under the pretense of journalism. They've done it for years, with Meghan's every outfit, with Harry's every sentence, even with their children's birthdays. What's worse, they hide behind public interest, pretending to report what people think, when in truth, they are programming what people will think tomorrow. The psychological warfare against Harry. This is no ordinary celebrity gossip. What Daily Mail does to Harry is psychological warfare, a coordinated attempt to destroy his credibility, shake his mental health, and undermine his message. They mock his trauma, twist his honesty, and insult his compassion. When he opened up about therapy, they called him weak. When he talked about losing his mother, they accused him of exploiting grief. When he spoke about family, they printed headlines about betrayal. And yet, Harry never responds with venom. He stands calm, composed, and truthful. That alone infuriates the tabloids, because he refuses to dance to their rhythm. He's not the angry rebel they want him to be. He's the man who broke their spell. Toronto. a symbol of strength, not controversy. Toronto holds deep meaning for Prince Harry. It's where his Invictus Games flourished, where wounded veterans from across the world found purpose, hope, and pride. It's also where his relationship with Meghan blossomed, far from the cruel scrutiny of British tabloids. For him, returning to Toronto isn't a controversial visit. It's a full-circle moment, a visit to the city that supported his cause when the British press tore him apart. By labelling his Toronto visit as something to turn on him for, the Daily Mail once again reveals its lack of ethics. It's not about geography or patriotism. It's about clicks, ads, and rage. They use the name Prince Harry the way miners use gold, to dig profit out of mud. Meghan and Harry, humanity over hype. The photos the Daily Mail published tell the opposite story of what their headline screams. In the first, Harry and Meghan are smiling, wearing Dodgers caps, enjoying a baseball game like any couple in love. In the second, they stand together in elegance, supporting mental health causes. There's no scandal here, only two people living freely, honestly, and happily. The contrast between the images and the headline is telling. While Harry lives in authenticity, Daily Mail lives in distortion. They take warmth and turn it into controversy. They take love and frame it as manipulation. They take ordinary human moments and corrupt them with cynical narratives. The weaponization of public emotion. Tabloids survive by manipulating emotion. They don't inform, they infect. The Daily Mail crafts headlines that make readers angry before they even understand the story. Furious Canadians, backlash, outrage. These words are designed to make readers feel something first and think later. That's not journalism. It's propaganda disguised as entertainment. Every angry comment, every share, every click becomes a data point in their profit engine. Meanwhile, Harry becomes the permanent villain in their endless theatre of lies. But here's what they never expected. The more they drag his name, the stronger his truth shines. Because every smear headline reminds people that Harry refused to be controlled. Prince Harry, the man they couldn't silence. The Daily Mail hates Harry because he broke their cycle. For generations, the British press feasted on royal gossip, feeding, flattering, and sometimes blackmailing members of the monarchy for exclusives. But Harry stood up and said, "No more." He sued tabloids, spoke out against their lies, and defended his wife publicly. Something the British establishment rarely does. That courage made him a target, but it also made him a hero. When he chose love over royal duty, truth over comfort, and authenticity over image, he showed the world that integrity still matters, even in the glare of cameras. That's why millions admire him across the world. That's why he inspires veterans, youth, and those struggling with mental health. And that's why Daily Mail fears him, because he proves that dignity cannot be destroyed by ink. The global shift. People see through the lies. The world isn't fooled anymore. The public has grown smarter, more skeptical, more aware of how tabloids manipulate reality. Social media, independent journalism, and direct communication from Harry and Meghan themselves have exposed the deceit. People now call out fake headlines instantly. Every time the Daily Mail posts a story about furious fans, real fans flood the comments asking, "Who's furious? We love him." And that is poetic justice, the collapse of a machine that built empires on exaggeration. The more they try to bury Harry in negativity, the more people realize he's the victim of systemic bullying by the press. A prince who became a people's advocate. Harry's mission today isn't about royal politics, it's about humanity. His work with Invictus Games, mental health advocacy, and environmental awareness have changed lives. He's used his voice not to glorify himself, but to heal others. Yet, Daily Mail chooses to ignore this real impact, replacing it with gossip. They report on his baseball cap, but not on the veterans he supports. They obsess over his seating at sports events, but ignore his speeches about hope and recovery. That's the difference between real legacy and fake headlines. The Daily Mail will vanish the moment outrage stops selling. But Harry's work will echo for generations, in every wounded soldier he uplifted, every young person he inspired, and every person who found courage in his vulnerability. The real outrage, tabloid lies, and media hypocrisy. If there's anything the world should be furious about, it's not Prince Harry's trip to Toronto. It's the shamelessness of outlets like Daily Mail. It's their power to twist perception, their history of harassment, and their ongoing refusal to tell the truth. The outrage belongs to readers who deserve better journalism, to victims of tabloid intrusion, and to the idea of truth itself. For decades, the Daily Mail has been sued, criticised, and exposed, from libel cases to privacy violations. Yet it continues its toxic routine because scandal sells. But what they don't realise is that this model is dying. Readers crave authenticity, empathy, and purpose, the very qualities Harry embodies. Love over lies. Prince Harry and Meghan have chosen to live with love, and that love terrifies tabloids. They can't comprehend a man who values his wife's peace over palace approval, who prioritises mental health over image, and who stands against systems of exploitation. The Daily Mail feeds on misery, while Harry thrives on healing. That's why their worlds can never align. So when they print "Furious Canadians turn on Prince Harry," what they're really admitting is this: they have no story left, they have no credibility left, and they have no power left over the man who stopped bowing to them. The final truth: Harry's visit to Toronto will come and go, just like every other fabricated outrage. But what will remain is the truth. He's a man of purpose, compassion, and integrity. He's no longer defined by titles or tabloids. He's defined by his humanity. While Daily Mail shouts into the void of its own bitterness, Harry continues to build something timeless, a life anchored in love, courage, and truth. So let them print their lies. Let them invent their furious Canadians and outraged fans. The world is watching, and it knows the difference between a prince who tells his truth and a paper that sells its soul. Because in the end, Prince Harry doesn't need to fight the Daily Mail anymore. The truth fights for him.
The submission itself sounds nice. And to my amazing and peculiar Sussex family, thank you all for watching our videos and tuning in to Daily Diaries Fridays update. Keep it light, keep it there, and see you next time in our next episode. Bye bye. May you have a good day and a good time. Keep shining. Bye bye.